Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So today we are going to see about the topic is called forging of rear axles. Generally, forging is nothing but to fabricating the metal in the any kind of definite shape. For example, heavy rod, heavy materials, heavy metals. So whatever the applications that you have seen in the engine, it was everything fabricated with the help of forging. So let me see about the more details regarding this forging. Generally, forging is what do you call that forging? Why we need to prefer the forging means here some of the major characteristics. For example, if we want to improve the properties of strength and toughness and for a good micrograin structure, it has been achieved only by through the forging. So the working of the metals into the shape by means of forging methods which has been refines the grain structure, develops the inherent strength, giving the characteristics like it has more amount of mechanical properties and physical properties has been improved, and as well as it can having a structural uniformity without any internal defects. So the major reason it can improve the strength and in particular the toughness. So that is why we need to prefer this forging. Some of the features which has been highlighted in the forging process if you're going to take. For example, an automobile vehicle carry loads at a very high speed. And it has to be ensured that fuel economy which has been used for that forging process. So in this regard, we having, for example, if you just take a rear axle is a good example for an forging to the automobile components. The forged automobile components are made that are possible in many designs to accommodate the higher loads and as well as the greater stresses. So because of the closer tolerances and due to the high automated machining lines, it can be used at this machine at a very faster rate. So due to the forged components, the grain structure has been improved and the tolerance level has been clearly mentioned as per the norms has been framed by that ISO. So that is why the components which doesn't undergo the any kind of failures because of these following reasons. So by doing the forging, the major properties which has been addressed or the major properties which has been improved like ductility and resistance to the impact and as well as the fatigue strength. And because of the controlled sequence of the production steps, the consistency, the material composition and the structure has been improved. And with the elimination of internal discontinuities, which means irregularities, and the low rejection rates have trying to give that better machinability factors. And in overall, it having a higher strength to weight ratio, which means it has been compacted by the improvement of properties in strength, ductility and resistance. So it means about that higher strength and the weight ratio. So some of the examples which we are going to take into the consideration which has been done by the forging is, for example, if you take an engine components, we having crankshafts, connecting rods, rocker arms and along with that camshafts. If you take a transmission, the gear blanks, gear shift levers, drive shaft, main shaft and shaft yokes, flanges, brake levers has been manufactured. And if you take a steering, you just need to predict that steering shaft, steering levers and pitman arms. And if you take a front axle, it becomes an front axle being stub axles and treads, and rear axle there is a differential cases. So generally axle is nothing but it is used for supporting the weight of the front part of the automobile, and it acts as an shock absorbers when there is an uneven surface of the road has been there, and facilitating the steering mechanism. So this is the one of the good example. Here you just see this portion is what do you call that? Here this is the rear axle and this is the front axle engine, and it has been fabricated. These rods has been fabricated with the help of, this is the rear axle shaft. It has been manufactured with the help of the forging process. So in overall, this method heating a billet in a heating station and forging a heating billet has been done, and machining has been taken place. Your product has been automatically transported to and from each station using a product transport system. And here there is a step-by-step procedure. The first step, heat treating of the billet is there. Second step, cooling the axle at the post forging, and the third step, normalizing the axle, and the fourth step, cooling the normalizing axle, and the fifth step, tempering the axles of the tempering station, wherein it has been continuously transported with the help of the heat treating station. And with this I just go and wind up, and thank you so much.